What's up, Transit? My name's Drew.
And my name is Maceo.
And welcome to Transit Live. Thank you for joining us today. I want you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and smash that notification bell so you can be notified when we are up here being dumb together.
Yes, sir. And if you guys don't know what Transit is about, Transit is all about inspiring and equipping you guys to help discover and pursue a faith of your own. Transit is for you, your friends, and their friends. And we are so happy that you guys came with us today.
And if it is your first time here or you're still pretty new here, we would love to get to know more about you. So go ahead and fill out or send to the number on the screen or fill out the form that's in the description your name, your grade, and your gender so we can send you a $5 gift card to anywhere you'd like.
Guys, I know you guys have been tuning in to the Not So Summer Olympics, and this week is one of the funniest weeks of the Not So Summer Olympics. So I can't wait for you guys to get to see what we did this week. So you guys tune in for the Not So Summer Olympics. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another week of the Not So Summer Olympics. And today we are going to be doing the Sweet Pea race. Now, guys, the way how this race is going to work, each of you are going to get 3 rounds to race each other, and it's going to be best 2 out of 3, right? You guys are going to get a pea and a straw, and you guys are going to take that pea and a straw to one end and blow it all the way to the other end, and whoever pea crosses the line first, you guys win a point for that round. Yeah. Now, whoever wins, you guys get to choose a name out of a cup for your gender, and whichever name that is, you guys will be getting a dozen donuts today, delivered to your house today, like today. All right, now Brian, before we get it started, I got one quick question. How did your shirt get so tight?
You see, through all my training for this pea race, this means a lot to me. These Olympics, it's not a joke. So I've been training a lot, so bro, like King Kong.
On that note, we're gonna go. All right, guys, here is the first round of the Sweet Pea race. We're going to give you a countdown. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's go.
3, 2, 1, and go. Uh-oh. Oh, God, they're colliding. Oh, Haley just grabbed her feet. This is amazing. Uh-oh, you guys are getting close. And Brian crosses the finish line.
What you talking, cuz?
For the first round.
On me.
First round.
On me.
Oh, wait.
Y'all got to do 3 of them. 2 more of them. And here we go with round 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Uh-oh. Oh, they're coming out. Brian. Oh, Haley has caught the lead. She has blocked his pea. Brian is closely behind. Haley just trampled his pea. And Haley wins the second round.
Let's go.
And here goes round 3 in 3, 2, 1, go. Uh-oh. Brian has a strong lead coming out in the front. Uh-oh. Haley is falling up closer behind. Brian gains the lead back. He might win that. He's taking it all the way.
Oh, my God.
And Brian wins the Sweet Pea race. And congratulations, Brian, for taking home the dub for the boys. Clearly, all that training that you did helped you out in some way, shape, or form. And Brian, you get to choose a name out of the cup. So go ahead and choose your name. And who is the lucky guy?
My guy, William Thomas, in the 7th grade.
William, you will be getting donuts delivered to your house today. So congratulations, William, and we will see you guys next week on the Not So Summer Olympics.
Wow, that was an exciting matchup between Brian and Haley.
It was very fun.
It was really interesting how Haley chose the cheating strategy in round 2. Thankfully, she didn't win overall because that would have been contested.
Brian took the dub for the boys.
For the boys.
And I know you guys are excited to get into this series. So we are in another week of this series called Into the Unknown. So just please give all your attention to Allie.
What's up, Transit? My name is Allie, and I am so excited to be here with you guys because we are in part 4 of a series called Into the Unknown, or as I like to call it, Into the Unknown. Whew, yep. That's why I am not a worship leader. But regardless, I am so excited to be with you guys today. When I was in middle school, I had two very, very best friends, and we did everything together. We would ride bikes together, we would go to movies together, and we were like the three amigos, and we wanted it to just be us all the time, because when you spend so much time with people, you feel really close to them. When you do things with them and make memories with them, you feel really, really close to them. And in this crazy quarantine time, maybe you're experiencing that. A couple of weeks ago, I actually got married, and then I got locked up in quarantine with my brand new husband. And you would think that maybe all of this one-on-one time with nobody else, maybe we would kind of get sick of each other or want to go see, different people. But the truth is, we've really loved it. We've had to get creative with things that we're doing. We have to do puzzles and games and watch TV shows. But ultimately, we're growing closer because we're spending so much time together. And maybe you're experiencing that with your family, maybe with your parents or your siblings. You're spending so much time together, you're making memories together, and so you're growing closer. And you know that it wouldn't be the same if you were having friends coming over or if you were going out places, and you realize that there are some things that you kind of just want for yourself. There are things that you just want to keep for yourself. And the more time you spend with your people, the more exclusive and the closer that you get. And we like that because when it's just us, we feel comfortable. And with all of this quarantine stuff happening, it's really, really easy to grow really, really close with the people around you. But what is it going to look like when all of this quarantine stuff is over? What is it going to look like when we're released back into the world and it's time to not be so exclusive? It's time to include people again. What is that going to look like? And in this series, we've been comparing Moses' generation with Joshua's generation. Okay, and one of the biggest contrasts is how they handled outsiders. Moses' generation, they were not about it. Even though there was a way to bring people into the family of God, they were not into that. They wanted to stay with themselves. They wanted to stay comfortable with their people. But Joshua's generation was a little bit different. Joshua's generation has two instances where they brought outsiders in. The first is the Gibeonites, and the Gibeonites kind of had to weasel their way in, but the second one was Rahab. In part 2, we talked about the spies who went into the promised land, and their journey went a little bit crazy. But luckily, there was a woman named Rahab who brought them into their home and protected them. And later they circled back around to thank her and bring her in to the family of God. And this is so significant because later in the Bible, in the book of Hebrews, Rahab is actually referred to as a hero of our faith. And not only that, but in the book of Matthew, when Matthew is going through the genealogy of Jesus, he says this: Salmon, the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab; Boaz, the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth; Obed, the father of Jesse. Rahab made it into the genealogy of Jesus. There is no more in the family than that. And that is so significant because without the Israelites bringing Rahab into the family, she wouldn't have been in this genealogy. And so looking in the future, looking at when all of this quarantine stuff is over, how are we going to be intentional to bring outsiders in? I'll be honest with you, I'm not always great at inviting outsiders in. I would rather stay comfortable with my people and my friends. But transit is a place for everybody. Everybody matters and everybody belongs. And in this time more than ever, people have been isolated and people have been alone, and it's the best time to bring people in. I want to challenge you guys when all of this is over to always be on the lookout for people to bring in. Always be on the lookout for people to invite in, whether that's inviting them to transit, inviting them to your house, inviting them to hang out with your friends. No matter what it is, you should always be on the lookout to invite people in to what you're doing. So in just a minute, you're going to join your small group on your Zoom call. But before you do, I want you to think about this question. What do you miss most about meeting at a church? Have fun in small group.
I know it can be really difficult sometimes, or maybe all the time, to bring people from outside of your group of friends or your situation into it. And, that looks different for everyone, But I want to encourage you guys to remember a time when someone did that for you and how that made you feel and how that made you feel accepted and cared about and loved. I remember when I was in high school, I went to a very small high school that was, most of the students had been going to school together since kindergarten. Like they go K through 12 in a small community. So I was really an outsider starting there at 9th grade. I had a friend that I knew from living there but not going to school there, and he invited me into his group of friends, and those people are still my best friends to this day, gone to their weddings, and they're having children, and we're all still really close. And I wouldn't have that if he and his friends didn't decide to bring me in when they weren't sure, when I was on the outside. And I could never, say how thankful I am for that. So I want to encourage you guys to figure out what it looks like to step beyond what you feel comfortable and look for ways to invite people into your groups, to your situations, to your friends, whatever you can, because it really can impact someone in a way that you have no idea about. And as we're starting to see more people, it's even more important to remember to do that, because we've been not seeing a lot of people, and then we're going to where we have a lot more opportunities to make that happen.
And like he said, I want you guys to go ahead and just be able to talk about this more in your small groups. But if you are new here, or if you don't know how to get to your small groups, you can go ahead and text your name, your grade, and your gender to the screen. The number that's on the screen or is in the description below. You could text your name, your grade, your gender to that number. And you guys go ahead and talk about that in small groups. We'll see you next week on Transit Live.